They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
And welcome to the Farmer's North Pole Kitchen.
It's cold out here.
Here's Maggie back there, barking. She's showing us that she is on guard.
That's right.
Because she got fed a little while ago, and she wants to show her loyalty.
She does.
By getting the boogers out, and
That's
she's
right.
chasing boogers right now.
Good girl.
So anyhow, so you wanted?
I like some soup.
She wanted soup. I wanted a sandwich.
Yeah.
But it's late in the weekend, so we couldn't get it. So I thought, I can make one like that. I can make a
right.
chicken sandwich. You know what else we got when we were out?
An air fryer.
To play with.
That's right.
Now, here's what happens. People say, your grandmother in heaven looks down upon you and shed a tear because you use modern technology. Well, no, she didn't.
That's right.
She would love this.
Yeah, it's fun to play with.
And it's no oil. So we're going to try something today. Soup and sandwich.
Sounds good to me.
We don't do that very often. So you want to go to the store?
Yes, I'm starving.
Let's go to the store. Are you thawed out?
I am. It's warm in here.
I don't like cold weather anymore.
Me either.
Don't like it. Have nothing for it. Just kind of makes me sad.
Makes me want soup.
Makes me want soup
That's
too.
right.
You know, it also makes me want a sandwich. I wanted a very particular sandwich today, and we couldn't get it because it's the wrong day.
That's right.
If you know what I'm talking about. So what are we going to do?
Make our own.
I think we can do that.
I think you can.
So what happens when you go to a restaurant and you want to try something, and you think, I wish I could make that at home? Take that and taste that and smell it. Taste it and smell it. Taste it and smell it till you can break it down your head. Now this particular sandwich has got a really heavy garlic thing going on.
It's delish.
You can tell it because, you know, it's in your pores
Right.
after you eat it. You wouldn't think there's that much garlic in it, but there's also pickle juice.
Right.
Even
Makes it
more
good.
garlic.
Yum.
Now we did that. Now look at this. This is some smoked chicken we did. So we're going to take the same concept. We've got it soaking in pickle juice right now. That's going to give you that nice bitey, vinegary thing, plus the dill pickle taste. Even if you don't like dill pickles,
Makes it good.
this turns magic, does it
Yes,
not?
it does.
You wanted soup. Aren't you glad you put up your tomatoes?
I am. I'm very happy.
What are we going to do with these tomatoes?
What are you going to do? Make me soup?
I'm going to make tomato basil soup.
Yummy.
In 2014, we visited our old buddy Chandler. He's in Maysville. He's an amazing chef.
Yes, he is.
And he made a tomato soup. And I remember he put white pepper in it. And I remember that he made a roux. You know, I always wanted my tomato soup a little bit thicker, so he made a butter flour roux
Yeah.
and white pepper, and it was magic.
Yes, it was.
So we're going to use some of that in our soup tonight. But we're going to get that started because you want soup.
I do.
I want a sandwich. So that's soup and sandwich.
Perfect.
It's lunchtime.
Yes, it is.
All right. So Mrs. Farmer, if you don't mind taking that onion up and just chopping it
In my chopper?
all the heck.
I
yeah.
will.
Now, we're going to chop these onions up really fine because I don't want big chunks in my
Good.
basil soup. That's absolutely beautiful. Now that's a whole onion, but we're starting off with 2 quarts of beautiful sun-ripened tomatoes from Kelly's backyard.
That's right.
Front yard,
That's right.
side yard.
Yeah, she grew 'em.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off, where have we seen this before? Butter and onions, Mrs. Farmer?
Delish.
Now let's think about tomato basil soup. What do you want to taste in your tomato basil soup? Tomatoes and basil?
Tomatoes and basil, I guess. Pepper. I like peppery.
That's too important. Yeah, you're correct. I like a lot of black pepper, and we're going to put a little white pepper in honor of our friend Chandler from Maysville.
I like it creamy.
Creamy.
A lot of creamy.
We can put some cream in there. And we're also going to use that roux to thicken this up a little bit. Now, think about this. A whole sweet yellow onion, a little bit of butter. So we're going to sweat those onions out. We're going to get those natural, wonderful flavors out of there, or those sugars out of there. That's some sweet. All right, so we're going to take that whole onion.
We scrape it in there for you?
And that's probably a medium-sized onion, I guess you could say. You could put a large one in there, wouldn't hurt anything. All right, so we're sweating out our beautiful sweet onion. Now, if you notice, there's a pattern to a lot of things that we do that you kind of get your style going. And a lot of dishes really, really work well with your Trinity or your onions and your butter.
Right.
And there's so many things that taste so good. Even if you don't like onions, I would so recommend that you try this. And if you don't like them, you can just pull each piece out. There's probably 1,500 pieces in there. Just one at a time, ain't no big deal.
That's a good idea.
But the flavor, oh, the flavor. Remember Justin Wilson?
I do.
Onion, oh, I guarantee. Onion,
He liked his onion? Onion?
He was a neat old guy. He told the best stories. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take that basil, and I wish I had more basil, but I've probably only got, what would you say, a half a cup?
Yeah.
We're gonna take the stems off. We're gonna chop the fire out of that.
Can I throw it in my chopper?
You can. That'll work perfect in there. Oh, it smells good. That's so
Yes, it
fragrant.
does.
So fresh basil is so important. I don't have enough basil to suit my taste, so I'm gonna put some dry basil in there as well. And a little oregano. I'm probably gonna put just a little bit of thyme in there. Thyme's always good in soup.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put some salt and some pepper, black pepper, white pepper, and a little bit, where have we seen this before? A little bit of chicken bouillon. I might even put some chicken stock in here.
All right, I'm going to chop.
Chop away.
How's that look? Oh, wow.
Oh my.
Yummy.
When it's fresh, it is so beautiful and wonderful. It's one of the best things on the, that's one of my favorite things in the world, is basil. All right, our onions, to me, are sufficiently sweated. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's go ahead and put in our tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
You ready?
Yep.
I don't drip.
Beautiful.
Yum. I'm very excited about this.
It's amazing. The smell's coming out of there. It kind of smells like tomatoes and onions,
Yes, it does.
amazingly enough.
Makes me want to grow more tomatoes this year.
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking down there by the sheep, in between the patio and the sheep, there's a little hillside. Now the sheep do their business there on the
That's
hillside,
true.
and it comes off, and that grass is so green down
That's
there.
true. That's a good idea.
Natural runoff.
Or Kelly can just give us more too.
That's true. Now, I have never measured this when we make it. You know, we make this on the occasion. In the middle of nowhere, we'll start making this. So I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put just a little bit of chicken stock in here. That'll give you that little bit of fat content in there. To get our stocky flavor, I'm gonna put some chicken bouillon.
Yummy.
I'm going to go ahead and put 1 cube in there. Now, I'm not going to put a lot of salt in there because I just put salt in there
Yeah.
with the bouillon cube. So I'm going to bring that to a good boil. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and put that basil in and let
You
that
ready?
start becoming acquainted.
I'm going to try to get it all too. This is good.
Now, that seems like a lot, but I'd prefer to have a lot more in there. At this point, I'm going to add me some black pepper,
Stir for you.
just a pinch. And I'm going to taste this as I go along. So that's 1 pinch. And here's the white pepper, a la
Yum. I love white pepper.
Chandler. Man, he cooks some good stuff.
You
Oh
think?
yeah, that's starting to smell good. So I'm gonna put in a little bit of thyme. I'm gonna put some dry thyme. We didn't have any fresh. I'm gonna put just a pinch. I would say that's probably a half a teaspoon. And then I'm gonna come back with a little bit of oregano. Now this is just dry oregano. Oh yeah, I'm smelling it now. All right, let's come in with a little tomato paste. That's a heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. Now we're gonna let that cook for about 35 minutes or so. Let it get acquainted. You can let it cook up to an hour if you like. We talked earlier about acid. What are you gonna do, Mrs. Warren?
And put some sugar.
Now, if you look at tomato soup out of a can, and you look at the sugars involved, you'll
Lots
say,
of sugar. Yeah.
well, you gotta put a little bit in.
That makes it good.
Let's do a little more black pepper. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab a taste out of there just to see where we're at, so I'll know how to adjust at this point. All right. Now the good thing about this is you can put as much as you want in, but you can't hardly take anything out.
That's right.
So taste as you go along. Get the amount of sugar that you like right off the bat. That's gonna be in that profile in the end. I'm gonna let that cook for about 35, 40 minutes. Now I got some chicken sitting right here, looking at me.
And that's thighs.
And I told it to quit, so I'm gonna have to, a little freezer bag. I'm not beating this too hard, but I wanna spread it out a little bit, tenderize it just a little bit, because I'm making me a sandwich.
That's right.
I'll make you a sandwich for $1.25.
I got $1.25. I'll give you $1.30.
I want to tell you an interesting story about chicken.
Okay.
We cooked for an event one time, and we had chicken thighs, our favorite. There's a stigma attached to some folks. If you grew up poor, like a lot of folks did around here, if you have thighs or legs, it's kind of an insult.
Really? That's my favorite.
It's my favorite.
The darker meat.
Now, we were not wealthy by any means growing up. We weren't poor by any means. But I always liked the chicken thighs and I always liked the legs. But there was more than one person at that event that just was kind of offended that they got thighs.
That's right.
Now, you think about a big old breast, a lot of times it'll dry out.
Right.
It's not the best chicken in the world to me.
Meat's tougher, isn't it?
It is tougher. I love the thigh. These are boneless, skinless thighs.
I like to buy them like that.
That's what we're gonna make a sandwich of. Now we're gonna take, believe it or not,
Want me to add some?
this isn't gonna leak. Watch it sprout a leak. You would think after all that punching on that bag, I didn't hit it that hard though.
No, you didn't. But I'll put it in here just in case. How's that?
Just in case. We're gonna soak that in pickle juice for a couple hours. Up to 4 or 5 hours, you can do this. Yeah, let's take that chicken, put it in the refrigerator. Now we have tasted this and tasted this and tasted this, and we're about right where we need to be. We got the right amount of sweetness, we have the right amount of acid, we have the right amount, I think the perfect amount of basil in there. Now I added quite a bit too. In fact, I'm gonna add just a little bit more basil because it's tomato basil. Oh, that smells so good. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit and let that simmer. Now that's been cooking a good little while. So at this point, let's take some flour and butter, make our little roux. Now we're not going real dark here on our roux. Let's go ahead and put that roux in there to thicken things up. Now that's gonna lighten the color up a little bit. Now that's gonna thicken that up just a little bit.
Oh.
All right, so here we are. At this point, I'm looking for my immersion blender, and if we're not careful, we could be wearing this.
Oh, you're doing good.
Now it's up to you at this point. You can make this as fine as you want, or you can leave some chunks of tomatoes.
Oh, okay. It got me.
Now you can really smell the basil getting blended up in there. Oh man, are you kidding me? Mrs. Farmer, would you like to try some soup?
I would. Is this our appetizer?
You know what, now this right here, you can do anything you want after the fact. You can put some cream cheese in there. You can put some cream. I'm gonna put some cream in yours because I know you.
I like cream.
So if you'll hold that over the bowl here. Now this smells heavenly. We know exactly where these tomatoes came from. All right, now you want some cream, I'll bet you.
Yes, lots.
I'm gonna make this fancy for you. What else might you want? Some chives,
That'd be good.
maybe some more basil, some croutons maybe,
Yum.
and then to top it off, a little, as Taryn would call it, mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
I know you love tomato basil soup.
I do. I'm excited.
Go ahead and dig in, tell me what you think.
All right.
Can you dig it?
Oh, yeah. Very good.
You like cream in yours?
I do. Delish.
Look at that. fresh, beautiful. And by the time our sandwiches get done, we'll be ready for another bowl.
That's right.
We get one more bite. New technology. Sometimes you love it, sometimes you hate it.
Right.
But you got to try it and
That's
see
right.
how it works. A lot of people say if you use a pellet smoker as opposed to a old-fashioned smoker, that you lose your man card, you lose your ability to be from the South. You just lose everything. You pretty much fall off the face of the earth.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
But you know what? Here's the deal. If it comes to temperature and it will cook something, whether it's a fire, whether it's a air fryer, I'm gonna try it.
Yes.
Now then we decided we'd try some wings
Right.
in the air fryer. We wanted to get away from the grease because we've been cooking with a lot of oil. We've been frying a lot of stuff here lately.
Yes, we have.
We're trying to be good here for like a couple days.
Yeah, for a minute or two.
So I thought, okay, just a little bit of flour, some eggs, some buttermilk. We're gonna take this chicken and we're gonna put it in the air fryer.
Yes.
And we're gonna make a sandwich that's delicious.
It
Okay, just to let you know, we did try this and it was delicious.
It was good.
Now, in your flour, non-seasoned, seasoned, you want to have a heavy garlic profile. So I'm going to go heavy on the garlic. And when I say heavy,
That's heavy.
I mean probably
Wow. Almost
a
all right.
tablespoon and a half. Would you say it's about right?
Oh, yeah.
When you go to any restaurant and get good fried chicken, what's one thing that jumps out at you?
Pepper.
Black pepper. Now, it was rumored that the guy that started the chicken thing in this state, tell a cherry pepper. It has a different flavor.
Yes, it does.
It absolutely does, and it's really good in chicken. If you've got that, try to use it.
Lots of pepper.
You can find it online anywhere. I'm gonna come back with some seasoning. I'm gonna call it a poultry seasoning. It's basically heavy on the paprika, a little bit of thyme. That's my main mix there. I wanna get those flavors in. So I'm gonna mix that up. I'm gonna make sure that that is spread around adequately because I want that flavor to be in every bite. You know, one thing I forgot,
Salt.
salt. Must have some salt. Salt according to your tastes or limitations. My old French chef friend, Raoul, he said, why would you have something that's got a little bit of flavor as opposed with bursting flavor?
I agree.
And I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'll tell you what let's do first. Let's mix up our eggs.
Right? So how much buttermilk do you have in there?
Oh, if I had to guess, that's probably a quarter cup. How many eggshells do you have in there?
Just one. I got rid of it. One eggshell. I'm having trouble today. I got another eggshell. Hold on.
Out of control.
I am. Did I get it?
So we'll whisk that up. And where have we seen this before? Almost every time we fry.
That's right.
We have our non-seasoned flour to our left, our egg pickup in the middle. All right, now I smell the pickle juice in combination with our flavors over there, and it smells really good. Now I know what this tastes like. So we're pulling straight out of our pickle juice, straight out of that wonderful pickle juice, right into our unseasoned flour, into our egg buttermilk dip. And you really want to be cautious during this process. Make sure every bit of that is covered up. Oh no, I touched the chicken.
Uh-oh.
Are you gonna eat it now? Every bit of that, because if you have a little dry spot, it's not gonna pick up your next important part,
The best part.
which is that flavored flour.
Well, we could fry this, but we're being good, aren't we?
We're being good, no oil.
That's right.
No oil was used during the making of this show. We're even gonna put some potatoes. We're gonna put some potatoes out here in a minute. Another piece of chicken. Now this is dill pickle juice. We've tried bread and butter or sweet pickle juice. That is interesting and fun in itself and has a really good taste to it. Whatever kind of pickle juice you got, it's gonna make you a good chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Again, be real careful during this part. Make sure every square inch of that gets covered with your egg buttermilk mixture. Sometimes it'll kind of slide off there. See, there's one place there where the flour is kind of coming up. Douse that real good. Then into our flavored mix. Cover that good. There's two. One more. All right, here's our third piece. That's 3 sandwiches.
Ooh, yummy.
This is gonna go for what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, we'll watch
We're gonna
it.
check it at 20
Right.
minutes and see where we're at. Oh, I am just telling you. I'm just telling
You
you.
excited?
Yeah. tater.
Love
I
taters.
got me a tater right here. So what I'm gonna do is take that tater and I'm just gonna mandolin him. This makes me nervous.
Does it?
Only got one hand left.
Let me do it.
All right, move those out of the way. Yeah, ooh, those look good. So,
Those look good.
just have a few side potatoes here.
It's like potato chips.
It's like potato chips. And we are using oil, I lied, but it's olive oil.
That's right.
So it's healthy.
Put a little olive oil. How much salt you want on these?
Just enough.
Go ahead, you throw the salt in. We're just putting a little oil and salt on them.
Little oil, little salt.
You know, something about the air fryers we should probably say. Everybody's air fryer is different. We're going to put these in and let them cook together. We only have 2 trays.
Just keep an eye on it. What degrees are we cooking at?
Ours is at 400.
All right, we're cooking these 400 degrees. Now, wings go really quick. So what, about a half fire on the wings?
Yeah.
Sometimes you might want to turn them over. Take your meat thermometer and stick in there and make sure that you got at least 170.
All right, these are, I'm kind of laying them. They cook better if you keep them thin, so let's just make a couple here. What do you think? Put a couple on top. All right, go ahead and open that. We can put it in right while the others go.
All right. Look, they're already browning up. I mean, this is really amazing. Now, this is not a homemade brioche bun,
But you can make it.
but you can make it. This, to me, makes the bread.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little bit of butter. You can put some garlic in there too if you'd like. So we're just going to slightly brown these and get that butter taste in there. These are coming across nicely. Look
Yeah.
at our potatoes. Now, it depends on how brown you want them.
It's like a potato chip.
Did you hear that?
Those are good potato chips.
Just olive oil and
That's
salt.
really good.
That's it. All right, we checked our meat. We're at 180, so we're well above. We're
Yeah.
good to go. And we'll get some taters too. So let's take these out and dress them up. So I want our chicken to be bigger than the bun.
It is bigger than the bun. Give me that little one.
Want the little one?
Yes.
I so wish you could smell what's going on here. So now I took some honey mustard and I put some smoked paprika in there. Now you can put whatever you want to on here, but smoked paprika, which I've been on a kick here, as you know,
Yes, you like smoked paprika.
and honey mustard. Oh, where have we seen this before? Then now, this is just me, but I sure like a big old pickle on there. Now, again, the potatoes, I don't like to hear anybody chewing, but that's quite a crunch. That's so good. Now look, I got chicken off the side of my bun. I got a big old pickle on it. I got smoked honey mustard.
How is it? Delish? What do you think?
That's just outstanding.
Look at that. Oh, wow.
But let me tell you what, try this. I dare you. Don't forget to put that garlic in there. It really takes that to bring that flavor up.
It's
Mrs. Farmer, if somebody saw this and said, "Oh, Mrs. Farmer,
I know.
where would I get that recipe?" If they said it
I
like
know.
that,
That's
and
how
said,
they
"Where
always
would you
shape
get it?"
me like this.
And
too. I hate
you would
it.
say,
TimFarmersCountryKitchen.com.
"That's where I'd go." And if they want to be on our Facebook page and talk with us and share their recipes on Mondays,
That's right.
and they said, "Mrs. Farmer, how do you get on your Facebook page?"
You say, you hit like.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow, Mrs. Farmer.
I know.
You know what? I'm gonna quit talking. It's time to eat.
Yes,
We
it
got
is.
another show coming up next week. But remember, it's all about
Good times.
go friends.
And this is good eats.
See you next week on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Oh my, my, my. We have been catering for a lot of years, and I wanted everything to have a specific taste. Therefore, I had to come up with my own products.
Right.
A dry rub, chow chow, and our barbecue sauce are something that we use in all our catering gigs. I developed this barbecue sauce that is not the really thick, syrupy stuff that you get. This has more of a natural It's got some pepper and onion flavor in it. You can actually see the particulates in there. You know, a lot of people are asking what we use our dry rub on. Now, obviously, pork and chicken are two of the more common things. Also, we've been using on our corn on the cob with butter.
That is.
I'm telling you, this
Just
stuff
wonderful.
with potatoes is fantastic. So 40 years in the making, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Dry Rub.